Thanks everybody for coming out. This is a big rally. We're calling it the Rally for Respect, but it's also a rally about the end of some of the democratic rights that we've come to expect in this country. And I think the collective bargaining is going to be a hot topic for a few years. This is the beginning. We're at the forefront of that fight in Labour. We saw the MPs standing up on our behalf, but on behalf of all working people. We're the ones that keep things moving, and we're going back to work this afternoon. It's not going to be the same in there. We haven't been locked out before, and people are going to have a new attitude about going back to work. I think we'll be seeing people practicing a work-to-rule process that we haven't seen for a long time. I'd like to introduce Jim Sinclair from the BC Fed. We have a couple of other speakers here. I'll give the mic to Jim at this point.
Great. Thanks very much. First of all, let me say on behalf of the working people of British Columbia, the 450,000 members of the BC Federation of Labour, we are so proud of postal workers. Thank you for your fight. There was a statement on the news earlier today. It said the fight is over at the post office. Is that right? No! I think fight's still on? Yeah! Thank you. I knew that was going to be your answer. I love you for it. Thank you. I want to say something else. We saw Stephen Harper and his fangs this last couple of weeks. Yes, we did. We saw what he thought of you. What he thought of all working people. I don't want you to take this personally, okay? It's not that he hates postal workers. He hates all workers in Canada, not just you. That's right. But I also want to tell him something he's got to learn. 101 majority government. You can be a bully, but you're not going to win. And by the way, Stephen Harper, you don't deliver the mail. We deliver the mail. And we do that job, and if you think it's all business as usual in here, you got another thing coming, Stephen Harper. I also want to say to the young people of British Columbia and to the young people of Canada that this was a fight over you two. This corporation brought in language to your collective agreement that would make young people second-class citizens forever. That would make young people ineligible to join the pension plan that our forefathers and mothers fought for every postal worker. They're still out to get that, and sisters and brothers, we have to keep this fight up because we don't believe in two-tiered workers or two-tiered workplaces. Working people are equal. That's our judgment call, and we believe in that. And whether that's inside this building or in this street or in our homes or in our community, the values of Canadians, the values that our mothers and fathers fought for were that we were equal, regardless of the color of our skin, regardless of our gender or our sexual orientation or what we believed in. We believed in a Canada where all citizens were equal, and that's what Stephen Harper hates, is equality and justice. So let me say, to finish off, that this isn't just a battle about a post office or your collective agreement. This is round one of a battle for our country. Round one of our battle to save the things that we have fought for, whether it's the post office from privatization, whether it's CBC from privatization, whether it's public services or public health care. We need to build a movement in this country that can back up and push back on the Harper government and put them back in their place. So, Mr. Harper, this battle isn't over. It's just beginning. You have taken us to the mat, and we're standing up and fighting back. Let's keep up this fight, all of us together. And I want to thank the NDP, too. They did a great job in the House, but it's up to us, too. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. I think it was an eye-opener for a lot of people seeing the NDP speaking up on our behalf. We hadn't heard such great respect for the working people in Canada. Next up is John Bale, our National Director from Pacific Region, is going to say a few words.
Thanks, Robert. And thank you all. Thank you all for being so solid from coast to coast to coast while we were in Ottawa, where I was all the time during this dispute. We had people in St. John's, Newfoundland, and Victoria, BC, and Whitehorse, and Sioux Lockout. All standing solid and all following discipline. We showed the employer that we are a solid, disciplined, strong union, that we're not going to give up when we go back. We have our organization in place, and we're going to fight, and we're going to fight for our rights. But it's not just our rights that we're fighting for. We're fighting for young people. They can join our union and other unions. That's what we want. We want you in our organization because they don't want you to have a future if you're young now. You accept a defined contribution benefit plan. You take what the boss gives you. That's the vision. So while we were in Ottawa, we also had the opportunity to have the NDP caucus go for 58 hours day and night. And I was so proud because what they were able to do is get the truth out. Every conservative said approximately the same thing. They don't even know the difference between a strike and a lockout. They're so stupid. And the so-called labor minister, who has no authority to do anything whatsoever, kept saying that the legislation could be amended. She was open to discussion, she was. So over and over, the NDP and all the political parties attempted to amend that legislation, and over, all she did was go to the Prime Minister. And he said, no, no, no. So who does that? What kind of an individual would not listen to any opposition, no matter who it is, whether it's the NDP, the Liberals, the Green Party, or us? A dictator. That's what Mr. Harper is, and that's what we were afraid of when 60% of Canadians didn't vote for the Conservative Party, and that's what we have to face for the next 4 years. And we're going to have to do more. It's not just going to be resolved at the election. It's going to have to be resolved by fighting back. And we're going to have to include other people in our fight back, not just us. And we're going to have to include our organization. And we're going to have to confront the Conservatives about the lies they said in Parliament. And we have them all written down in Hansard. So I want you to go in with your heads held high. And you're going in because we have an organization that requires that we stay together. We can't fall for what Mr. Harper wants us to do and destroy the Canadian Union of Postal Worker Organization, because it's strong, it's solid, and it's going to fight on, and we will not stop.
Thank you, John. The next Premier of the province, Adrian Dix from the NDP.
Thank you. Thank you. I am so proud to be with you today. So proud to be with a union that fights for young people, that fights for equality, that fights for fairness, that fights for fair pensions. So proud to be